We're in a new time, a moment where there's an intense competition going on to try to shape what comes next. Revisionist powers challenging us and the rules of the road that have governed how we've lived and operated for so many years. Global challenges that affect every single one of our citizens and from which no one is immune. We have new actors who, whether they're a corporation, an NGO, a group of individuals, all now super empowered by technology and by information. If we can bring them together, we can solve problems much more quickly, much more effectively, but they also have a greater ability than ever before to disrupt and to derail what we're trying to do. In short, this is a period, and in my experience over 32 years, I've never seen anything quite like it, where there's a greater multiplicity, complexity, interconnectedness of challenges than ever before, moving at warp speed. We're in a world that's more combustible and more contested, a world of change. But even in that world of change, I hold on to some core beliefs, some constants that I wanted to share with you today. I believe in the power and the necessity of U.S. engagement and U.S. leadership. We know when we're not engaged, when we're not leading, then likely someone else is, and probably not in a way that advances our interests and values. Or maybe no one is. And then you're likely to have a vacuum that's filled by bad things before it's filled by good things. But equally, I believe in the power, in the necessity of cooperating and working with others, of our alliances and our partnerships, our comparative advantage around the world. America is so much better off when we're working with others, finding common cause, finding common purpose. And I believe in our ability, when we're at our best, unlike any other country, to rally others in common cause and common purpose. But maybe most important, I believe in you, in each and every one of you in this institution. You're the ones who are showing that engagement and that leadership every day. You're the ones who are building those partnerships, strengthening our alliances. You're the ones who are rallying the world in common cause when we need it most. You're driven by passion, commitment, expertise, patriotism. We come from different places, different experiences, different motivations and backgrounds. But I think what brings all of us together in this place, in this time, is that unique feeling that you get going to work every single day with the stars and stripes behind your back. I've watched you, I've worked with you, I've been inspired by you. I've seen you run into the burning buildings, not away from them. I've seen you get that peace agreement across the line at the last minute. I've seen you make sure that food and medicine can get to people who need it. I've seen you get Americans out of harm's way and get political prisoners out of jail. You serve in some of the hardest places. You ask the hardest questions. And you know that you have the extraordinary privilege of representing this country, representing our fellow citizens every day around the world. I believe in this community because that's what it is, a community. Whether you're in DS or driving our cars, whether you're a political econ officer, whether you're a political appointee, whether you're here issuing passports and getting visas to people, whether you're in public affairs, administration, protocol, human resources, whether you're an EFM or an LES, a family member, because you too serve and sacrifice. You're a community, and I've seen you come together time and again as a community, and I believe in you. As I look out at this incredible group, some of you have heard me say this before, I often think of my favorite movie, one that back in the day, if you were turning the channels of the TV, you couldn't avoid around Christmas time. It's a Wonderful Life. And for those of you too young to really know the movie or remember the movie, simply put, at the start, the character, George Bailey, is thinking of taking his life because he thinks he's been a failure. He thinks he's let down his town, his community, his family. And then an angel taps him on the shoulder and shows him through the course of the movie what life would have been like in Bedford Falls for his family, for his community, for his town. And we see the difference that George Bailey made every single day. You are the Georgette Baileys of our time. Without you in the picture, this world, our country, would look so much different. With you in the picture, both are so much better. You're working every day to make things just a little bit better, a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more full of hope, of opportunity. That's your mission, and you do it so well. Now, this is a time of transition. And when we talk about transition, sometimes we talk about passing the baton. That's what I'll be doing, but that's not what most of you will be doing. Most of you, come Monday, you will keep running. And what gives me more confidence than anything else is to know that that's exactly what you'll do. I return to the highest calling in a democracy, that of being a private citizen. I'll no longer have the privilege of leading this institution, but I want you to know, I'll be its champion. I will be your champion forever. You, the custodians of the power and the promise of American diplomacy. Carry on. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, you are listening right there to Secretary of State Antony Bleinken. He gave his farewell speech. That was just moments ago, as we heard from Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin as well. Both of them using today to give their farewell speech, as it is just days away from President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. We also do continue to follow this breaking story that is coming in out of Raleigh, North Carolina. If you are just joining us, we are at the top of the hour here, 12 o'clock over on the East Coast and 9 o'clock on the West Coast. Thank you so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. I do want to take you back to this aerial video that we have coming in from WRAL. This is over in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we are getting some information about the shooting investigation that is underway. The information slowly coming in as we are waiting for a bit more from Raleigh police. As of right now, police are telling WRAL News in Raleigh that one person has been killed and several nearby schools are on a code red lockdown. Now, Raleigh police responded to this shooting maybe about an hour ago. We know that dozens of officers were scattered near the front of the shopping center. If you are familiar with the area we're looking at, that is in the 4300 block of the Circle over at North Hill Street. Six Forks Road and multiple roads around North Hills completely blocked off. That is, again, according to Raleigh police. Several schools nearby on lockdown. People in the area are telling WRAL that they heard several gunshots near the front of the shopping center. That was a bit earlier, again, maybe about an hour ago, but you can still see that heavy police presence, a lot of different vehicles out there. Nearby Carroll Middle School is on a code red lockdown, which means students are locked in their classrooms. Green Magnet Elementary School on a code yellow lockdown, which means the school's exterior doors are locked and no one can enter or exit. At least 4 other schools also on lockdown. Parents should not try to come to the schools to get their children, we're told. Six Forks Road is closed in both directions near North Hills, and crashes on Six Forks Road are complicating the traffic situation. That explains why, when we were looking at this aerial image earlier and it was more zoomed out, you could see cars were not moving in any direction there. That is because it appears they are dealing with several crashes as a result. Now, police have said this is not an active shooter situation, but they are asking the public to avoid the area. And some of the video that we saw earlier showed officers with their guns drawn walking up to this location. A North Hills camera showed a large police presence at the shopping center off of Six Forks Road, and the video showed one person that appeared to be injured and at least 20 different police cars. It looks like that presence has increased, though, as we have several different agencies that are on the scene. Again, this is a tight shot coming in. They are very zoomed in at WRAL. It's from the sky there, but when they do zoom out, you'll be able to see just how many police vehicles, law enforcement vehicles, are out there. We're going to keep an eye on the situation here and bring you all the updates as we get them on Live Now from Fox. I do want to take you out to another developing story that we have been following here on Live Now.
Voilà, madame, monsieur, merci à Consorio qui t'a fait résumé de discours départ chef diplomatie américaine. Donc, on nous fait transition rapide.